Today, the ruins of the majestic Titanic ship lie at the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean. The RMS Titanic sank on the 15th of April, 1912, after she collided with an iceberg the previous night. This disaster led to the death of over 1,500 people. It is no news that there are different fictions and myths surrounding this ill-fated incident, which became one of the greatest maritime disasters in the world's history. In this video, we will unveil 8 things you didn't know about the Titanic. Make sure you watch till the end to learn about these fascinating facts. Before we start, make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to get updates on new videos. Number 8. No access to binoculars. Days after the Titanic sank, many wondered if the use of binoculars could have probably prevented the disaster. The fact is there were binoculars on the Titanic, but unfortunately, no one had access to them. The binoculars were kept in a locker that was in the crow's nest. A few days before the Titanic embarked on the voyage, a sailor named David Blair, who held the key to the locker, forgot to deliver it to his replacement after he was transferred to another ship. Without the binoculars, sailors like Frederick Fleet, who was on duty for the lookout on the night of the disaster, found it very difficult to spot any danger that lay ahead. Number 7. The ship's head baker survived. Charles Joffin was the chief baker on the Titanic. He became popular after he survived the sinking ship and treaded water for about 2 hours. In an inquiry held in London pertaining to the sinking of the Titanic, he claimed that he was not on duty and was in his bunk when the Titanic struck the iceberg. He also testified on how he helped to provide loaves of bread to those on lifeboats, after which he returned to his bunk to gulp down a drink. Later on, he left his room and went to the boat deck to assist in getting women and children safely on the lifeboats. Having done this, he dashed into his room again for more drinks. When he got back to the boat deck, he could not find any boats left. He ended up throwing some chairs overboard for people to use as flotation devices before he was eventually lowered into the icy cold water of the ocean. Number 6. Several warnings of icebergs were ignored. The Titanic received multiple warnings of ice fields and bergs during her voyage from Southampton, England, to New York City. One of the warnings was sent through the radio from a merchant ship, SS Mesaba, while it crossed the Atlantic. Although the Titanic did receive the message, it did not get to the Titanic's main control center. Number 5. The lifeboats of the Titanic were half full. During the British investigation into the sinking of the Titanic, questions were asked about why the lifeboats were not filled to capacity. This was because each boat had carried 70 people safely when they were tested in Belfast. Senior Officer Charles Lightoller, who had survived the disaster, was asked about lifeboat number 6, which eventually carried only 40 people instead of 65 people it was capable of carrying. Number 4. People died during its construction. During the time when the Titanic was constructed, a significant number of accidents were recorded. It was reported that 8 people died. Their deaths were caused by fatal injuries they had sustained in the accidents. Number 3. A lifeboat drill called off. On the day the majestic Titanic collided with an iceberg, a lifeboat drill was planned to take place, but was called off by Captain Edward J. Smith. The question is, why did he cancel the drill? Well, the reason still remains unknown, but a lot of people are of the opinion that if the scheduled lifeboat drill had taken place, more people would have been rescued. Number 2. The Navratil brothers. Among the 710 survivors of the tragedy were Michael and Edmund Navratil. They were brothers, aged 4 and 2. These little boys were the only children who were rescued without a guardian or parent. Number 1. The wreck. 73 years after the tragedy, the wreck of the Titanic was located 13,000 feet below the ocean surface. The wreck site of the unsinkable Titanic was discovered on September 1, 1985, by an oceanographer and former Navy officer, Robert Ballard, and his team. That's all, folks. If you have questions about any of the facts listed here or have some concerns, please tell us in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.